preparation. Adjust machine level. We need to adjust the machine level. The tool we use is an inclinometer. This is the first point. Adjust the value of the 3 points to less than 10 decimillimeters. Adjust the focus so that the value of the 3 points is within 10 decimillimeters. After adjust the level, he will fix the computer with 2 screws. After removing the 2 screws here, wipe the computer up, tighten it with the matching screws, and fix the computer. To install the secondary ink cartridge, then we have to disassemble the whole thing, remove the 4 screws, take the top cover up after dismantling. And now we need to install the secondary ink cartridge inside. First, remove the 2 screws of the sheet metal. And then there are 4 tubes with corresponding labels C, M, Y, K. Insert it in from the bottom, then to C, M, Y. We are going to take this apart, put the secondary cartridge in there. Take this apart. And then there is the corresponding letters here, and we will put it on first. Label side up and push it in, and you hear click voice. Add ink. After installing the secondary ink cartridge, open it here. This is the primary ink cartridge. Unscrew all the caps on it. Color ink according to the corresponding logo and color. Then cover all the caps back and tighten. Pump the ink from the secondary ink cartridge, respectively. When pumping ink, pay attention to the ink volume of the primary ink cartridge to avoid air entering the ink tube. Due to lack of ink, pump ink until the ink is drawn out of the small cylinder, or there is no sound of ink when shaken. After we fill the ink, we file the small cylinder in the accessory bag and came to the secondary ink cartridge. At first, we inserted the secondary ink cartridge. We push it in, then put it back, and the secondary ink cartridge can be pulled out. And then vertically insert the cylinder facing this hole, and insert it vertically into the hole of the secondary ink cartridge. Be careful to be vertical, otherwise it will easily cause damage to the apron. When we pump ink, the secondary ink cartridge cannot be higher than the primary ink cartridge too much, otherwise it will cause the ink to flow back. After we draw the ink, we put it on the corresponding ones, put them well, and then push them in, and there will be a click sound.
Two.
Install the print hand. Connect the power supply to power on. Drop the platform to 350 mm. After that, you can plug in the power cord and turn on the power. And there is a button to turn it on. After we turn on power, turn on the computer at the same time. And start the ink circulation. Open the driver on the computer. Click on the selection control. Find the circulation pump and then turn on the circulation pump. First manually turn on the circulation pump 3 times, and the circulation pump will automatically stop once. Let the secondary ink cartridge ink circulate. After 3 cycles, draw ink on the secondary ink cartridge again. Power off. Then use the syringe to pump ink on the secondary ink cartridge again until ink comes out of the small syringe, or shake the secondary ink cartridge until there is no sound of ink. Push it in again until you hear the click sound. Then turn on the power again. The platform will drop to the 350 mm position and proceed to the next step. The next step is to fill the ink. There should be an ink tray under the print hand. Before filling the ink, the print hand should be driven to the printing position at the driving point. The rubber plug at the ink pressure should be pulled out and put away, and the syringe should be inserted. Pull up the rubber plug and insert the hole here. When filling ink, turn on the circulation pump and pay attention to whether the circulation pump is working normally. After batting a syringe, wait for the circulation pump to stop automatically, and then perform the same operation again until the ink output from the print head is a water column. Pay attention to slow operation when filling the syringe. Perform print hand quick cleaning. print head test strip, draw to a suitable position. The distance between the print head and the printing materials is 0 to 3 mm. You need to click the print head to initialize before printing the test strip. Then, print the test strip and watch the effect of the test strip. Print diagonal. After printing the diagonal line, adjust the diagonal line by adjusting 4 sets of screws. Six screws at each of the 4 corners here. This is vertical calibration. Test the penultimate one. We can clearly see 4 vertical lines, which means 5, and this is also the case. And then we need to look here for horizontal calibration to see if the corresponding line has been passing through. Here too, if the vertical line is not 4 lines or there is a ghosting, loosen the 4 screws of the print head. Move the print head, there is a pin here. Just push it to be parallel to the pin. If the level is not horizontal, adjust these 4 screws and use a total of 4 screws to adjust the level. Color calibration. Now we print the color register, which is the offset reference value of each color. The initial adjustment is basically good. And then look at the fine tuning. The fine tuning depends on 0. All the values must be adjusted to 0, and the coincidence reach 0 if they do not overlap, and coincidence to 2. We look here. You need to subtract 2. If the overlapping position is at 5, you need to add 5. This is the offset calibration of each color. Look at the fine-tuning situation to see which position overlaps best. If it's already 0, you don't need to adjust it. For the row of 4, we need to subtract 4. If it's 4 above, we need to add 4. Now, we need to calibrate the offset reference value of each color. Enter the settings, then select the second one. And then we can see the value of the color. We use K1 as the benchmark. K1 does not need to be adjusted. Then just look here. Look at the fine-tuning. If you want to add 2 to K0, you need to go here. The corresponding position of K0 is increased by 2, which was originally subtract 11, and add 2 becomes subtract 9. And after the modification, we need to choose here. And then all will be changed to subtract 9. Similarly, if the blue C1 needs to be at 3, we are going to change the value here. It becomes subtract 46. The same is true for all groups. After the date is changed, click Save, and that's it. Now we need to calibrate the offset of each color. The same is true. Click the same to the first one. And look at the position of fine-tuning. For example, if you want to add 1, the coincidence degree will be subtract 4. First the current group, select all groups the same. Then select the odd number. Then click the Save for all groups. And then the date of all odd groups is 273. And then save it. Overlay calibration. Make an overlapping calibration map. We need to prepare magnifying glass and find the best position for the image just measured. This is the calibration overlapping map we typed out. This is the overlapping calibration map, and then we choose a clear color among the 3 colors. And look at its overlapping situation. The first node does not need to be adjusted. And then look at the second row, starting from the second row. For example, if it's 25, it's better to overlap. We set it on the computer, then the third one, and find here. Enter 25, and the front row does not need to be adjusted, because it's adjusted according to you. And the front will follow the change number. For example, our third one is the one that overlaps with 27. I choose the second one here, and turn it off, then select 27. Click on other place, it changes with it, no need to adjust. After we have adjusted all the date, the default is close hole equation, and we will see this set of date after adjustment.